Come on, man. Good guys, your boy Good Savage back again for another Savage Talks live. Morning edition and all that, bro. How is everybody doing? I hope everyone is well, taking care of themselves. For the bums that are still in bed, unless you was on night shift, get your ass up, bruv. Get energized, get some water in your system, get showered, get out, get back in. You know, like that. For the ones who are on night shift and that, hey man, get your sleep in, get your rest, and tune into Savage when you wake up. But all of that business, man. The check-in. How's everybody doing? Mental health, physical health. I would say spiritual health, but I don't care. I don't even know what that means. Yeah, so that's I don't know what that means, man. But I do hope everybody watching and going part of the Demon Team, ex-Scum Gang, is good. I hope everyone who tunes in is good. And you know what? I'm a bit nicer to the fellow humans today. I just hope that everyone's good. Yeah. Now, before I get started, let's talk about, you know what I mean? If we're checking with you, I'll check in with myself. My mental health ain't too good because the mic is not central to the screen. It's winding me up, and I got grid lines in the background, which is winding me up even more. Now, the problem is if I move the mic and the wire comes out, the wire's moving booky lately, it's going to wind me up. So, I'm going to go against, you know what I mean? Let's check in with my fears and just try and move it so it gets between the Savage and the Talks, because branding is everything and aesthetics is everything. And it's not straight. I don't have a spirit level. The bookie wire done bookie stuff. But listen, it's done now. See, I kind of need to raise it a little bit as well. Yeah, you get me? God. People keep, you know what I mean? Gal keep inboxing me about my lips and that, brother. And listen, I'm not a piece of meat, brother. You get me? Plant-based and that, so just don't even. I'm taken. Big up Ends, big up Morris. Hope you well. Back day for Ends, but not. I hear it. Good session. Make sure you get listen, I ain't even going to give you any advice, because any advice I give you is going to be a bun up, but make sure you do the requirements that need to do when you finish warming up and training and finishing. Yeah. So, apart from that, hope everyone's well. Anyone else coming in, let me know how you're feeling mentally. Guys in the chat, if you want to check in with the guys who come in later and see how they're doing as well. Now, obviously, I changed the title of the video like last minute only because I already had. This is the reason why I've just been going live, is because I'm trying not to hold back much more anymore on trying to make things too perfect, because it's stopping me doing a lot of content. And I have to be honest with myself, wrestling isn't in the best way at the moment in different aspects, but it doesn't stop me talking about it because it's what I would do in my private life. Just because WWE isn't doing the best, I'm hoping that it does get back to where it needs to. And I'm tuned in. So I might as well just talk about what's there. And Karrion Kross has been a big topic lately in the wrestling community, I guess, but I've been speaking about it for a minute. That's the reason why I haven't covered it while all the hype's been there, because then I get thrown in with the bandwagon fans, which ain't really a thing. But I've, supported him the whole time. He's gone through his little OnlyFans, warrior gimmick phase, bro. When Vince dressed him up like some old, I don't know what he was doing, bro. Some Ann Summers party costume to put him in, and that went on good times for him, man. But I do want to delve into the character of Karrion Kross, probably a little bit of Scarlett as well, and where, as a fan base, or me as a fan, would like them to take Karrion, to like to push him to, and are we right in that as well? Big up Jack. Are we correct in it? Are some of the fans not on the same wavelength of how I'm thinking, where they're doing the bandwagon thing and they kind of want to hijack the show? We're going to talk about the psychology of that as well. Just here for like 45 minutes and then go in, and End's going to do his video over on Endsman TV, football video, and then we'll be back for a Q&A again after that video, and then we'll go there. And then tomorrow we'll cover the women, the video that was meant to be today. We'll cover that tomorrow. The reason why we're covering that tomorrow is because we would have done the prediction preview show on a Thursday anyway. So do that tomorrow morning. Probably do the preview show on Friday, so there's more content. Saturday, we'll do another talk in the morning. I'll cover a little bit of SmackDown, but not so much a review. And then obviously the wrestling weekend is busy anyway, depending on what everyone's doing. You got WWE main event, you got Great American Bash, you got Women's Evolution, then you got AEW All In one weekend. People are wondering, what watch along am I going to be doing? Yeah, you'll have to tune in to find out, man. You get me? I'm not. It depends. It depends. I'm not really a fan of doing Saturday night main event PLEs anymore, simply because they mugged me off. It's a glorified house show, and I haven't had fun watching any of them. So yeah, I'll probably watch it, but I'm probably not going to do a watch along for it unless you want. No, I mean it'd probably be fun to see everyone's meltdown if Goldberg wins as well. So that's kind of funny. But I don't want to be on screen for that. I don't like the matches that are there anyway. Women's Evolution, I'm gonna do the watch along for that. AEW All In, I'm not gonna do the watch along, but I'm gonna watch it because I like AEW All In. So yeah, man, action packed week. Man can't complain about the content. We're getting stuff done by hook or by crook, however it needs to be done. You get me? Sometimes the quality of certain things, I try not to drop the quality ever. I try to add things where I can, but listen, sometimes I just have to go live. Like the thumbnails you're seeing at the moment, you're probably looking, checking the video in a week, and the thumbnails will be completely different. But I'm just trying something, and I'm just trying something simple and effective that I can just do stuff quick. That's the main thing because I'll spend time on the thumbnails. It's long, and the I have to do the thumbnails to the point where I appreciate it because I know that the people watching it might not care. So I never do stuff with the view that everyone's caring anyway. But Morris said good, other than irritated by the disgusting humidity heat, the back for the rest of the week. Yeah, it's back for the rest of the week. I was speaking to my missus about this just heat wave popping up and stuff. I was worried about my Pablo in this weather, but we get him a big walk in early, about 4, half 4, and then late at night because the sunset's a bit low in it. Well, the rotation of the Earth, but yeah, man. Apart from that, it is what it is. Get a fan, whatever you can do. Drop a little Dyson one. Shark's pretty good company if you can't get a Dyson. So yeah, that's a little tip for you like that. But yeah, man, let's delve into Karrion Kross, man, because obviously you guys must have saw after Raw the impact what he had on. He had a brief interview with Jackie Redmond, and while he was talking, the fans let it be known that we want Kross, and he stopped mid interview to like embrace what the fans were saying, and he said, "You want me now? You've got me." Then they didn't really use him for the rest of the show. They had him come out and attack Sammy, attacked him with the metal pole again, beat him up in the ribs and all that stuff, and yeah, the Karrion Sammy stuff. I don't know what's going on with Raw at the moment because they seem to be putting everyone in a lot of the same spots and tweaking things a little bit. So Sammy seemingly has had his ribs mashed up. He was attacked by Karrion the week prior. Then he was attacked. Well, he had a match against Braun Breaker. Then they got attacked after the match, so his ribs were mashed up. And then he came back this week with the rib tape again. Jey Uso had the same thing the week prior to that. Tsunamis came back, same thing again, and then he got taken out at the end of the show with more tsunamis. It feels like they're trying to take him out indefinitely because I think they mentioned something about Sammy like that. Yeah, he's been taken out indefinitely. They don't know what's going on, whatever that means. So I don't know where they're gonna go with Karrion in this situation. The biggest problem they seem to have, which is not with Karrion, with the whole roster, but we'll see where it goes, is the fans have spoken, but Karrion is a heel, and he's eliciting cheers from the fans. There's not a bone in the fans' bodies where they'd seem to want to boo him at all because they're fed up of a guy not getting pushed. Now, usually we get this kind of treatment for baby faces who are not getting pushed. Baby faces have been underutilized. Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, them kind of people. For heels, we don't normally get this, but the problem, or you can see it as a positive if you got creative properly, is people like Karrion they're very cool in their demeanor in it. End of the day, kids are kids, and yeah, they can do the Cody stuff and that, but kids get to an age where they want stuff to be cool. Yeah, it doesn't last forever. This baby face, oh yeah, let's sign this and that. No, they want to be cool. They want to wear the cool T-shirt. You know what I mean? He's the cool guy. He looks cool. He's got the cool wife. His character was cool before. He cuts these promos. It looks like a biker kind of dude. Like people like it, so it means that he's more endearing to the people, which is very similar to what they had with Jacob Fatu. Now, Jacob Fatu somehow, with a little tweak, and I wouldn't put it past the fact that they came up with themselves. the thing with him and Solo literally turned Jacob into a babyface pretty quick. Now he's not like a white meat babyface. He's just past the tweener almost because he's not too much pandering to the crowd, but he's kind of doing his own thing. But that's kind of what being cool does. It you don't pander to the crowd. The Rock wasn't so much pandering to the crowd. They cut promos and stuff like that. If you smell, they'd finish it off. But he weren't pandering as such. When he got off the show yesterday, fans congregated in the car park arena, the car park area, the zone, to wait for Karrion Kross to come out the building. And he stepped out to an applaud of "We want Kross," and there was loads of people, and he had to stay behind and sign everyone's stuff. No one else got this. For the month of June, when the merch counter came out, I've seen the merch counter for who was the top sellers of that month. And if I'm correct, Jey Uso was number 1. Jacob Fatu is number 2. And Karrion Kross is number 3. Not Roman, not Cody, not Cena, which is crazy considering Cena's on his final run and he keeps making t-shirts for each city. But yeah, that was it. So it says a lot considering Karrion, compared to the other ones, Jay's been in a main event spot. Fatu's been prominent on every show. He's been the champion. Karrion has been on main event. He hasn't even had any matches on Raw and SmackDown. He's attacked people. He's turned up in the back of people's videos, but he hasn't done anything. So that's very rare that somebody's merch will be in such high demand without them being on the show, without them being used properly. But this is similar to what happened with Daniel Bryan. The difference is Daniel Bryan got shirts made after that. The Yes Movement shirts, they go down in history, the legendary ones with his face on it and the Yes at the top. I've got one of them myself. Same, pretty similar to Kofi Mania as well. Another babyface who people felt needed to be pushed. Fans were a bit bad mugging him with the Kofi one because he weren't meant to be in the match in the first place. Supposed to be Mustafa Ali. But when they realized, they're like, yo, this guy hasn't been given a chance. And then the latest one we've had is R-Truth. Ron Killings gets released from the company and the fans revolt. We want Truth. Truth comes back. Do I like the method they're using to do this? Are they listening to the fans more now? Do I like the fact that they're listening to the fans? Well, this is my actual honest opinion. I think you should always listen to your consumer. I think you should always listen to the customers. I think you should always listen to your fan base and take bits and pieces of what people say. And if there's something that loads of people are saying and there's a history of it, there's a pattern of it, and they're not just, oh, it's in the wind this weekend because we want to talk about it. Because it kind of seems like I'm looking at Ron Killings and he ain't seemed to be used properly already and no one's talking about it. So was it really a flash in the pan, or did they just want him back in the company? They didn't really care how he gets treated when he's here. They just wanted him back in the company, which is what I thought anyway when he got released. When R-Truth got released, the people who were making up all the noise and stuff like that were really just mad that R-Truth, somebody they like, who makes them laugh, has been released from the company. But when it comes to being treated properly and, oh, should we put him in the title picture? Nah. Should we put him in the Intercontinental title picture? Nah. Before that John Cena match, a lot of people were saying John Cena versus R-Truth, that's Saturday night main event. Flash forward a week, and everyone's, we want truth. So I do understand from their point of view, it's hard to gauge, but that's why you have social media teams, you have analytical teams, you have people that check the numbers, check the click-through rates of, oh, when this is going on, and when Karen appears on TV, this rating goes up like that. Nick Khan came out a few weeks ago. We've had Triple H in the past. He said some whatever stuff about the fans. Nick Khan said the other day he told Triple H not to acknowledge the fans when it comes to booking the show. I'm of the opinion is you shouldn't let the fans book the show. The fans are too fickle. They change who they like week in, week out. Should you listen to them though? You should hear them. And the stuff you like, you should listen. And the things you don't, you go, that's just fans being fans. They have every right to. They've been trying to go off the live crowd. That's why people like Jay and that are popular. I like Jay. I love Jay. Main event Jay, cold. On the internet, mixed reception about Jay. In the live arena, they love him. The rewinding the yeet and the yeeting again, they love him. You can't just use the crowd as your market research. Because, for example, which we'll get to tomorrow, Women's Evolution, I think the arena is going to be like 6,000 or something like that. They've sold 4,800 tickets so far, so it's not even sold out. 6,000 people are going to be behind the women because they paid their tickets to go. Why would I That I would never pay my ticket to go to a Liverpool match and boo my players. But some people will say, well, if you paid your ticket, you have the right to. Fine. These people are going to pay their ticket and make themselves have fun. If the show's boring, if the creative is boring, they'll find somebody. This is awesome. You deserve it. Fight forever. They'll find something to say, even if it's not because it's a night out. Same with me. If we go on, if everyone decides to go on a night out, the club's shit. We're gonna have to make our own fun in it. It is what it is. So you can't always trust the live crowd. Again, 6,000 from a live crowd compared to your 1.2 to 1.6 million viewers at home, and then you've got all of your YouTube numbers as well. It's a bit different. Big ol' Epic Gamer. This is not a prediction show. So yeah, it's a bit all over the place. Yes, you should use them. Yes, they're the bread and butter while they're in there. But again, 6,000 to 1.6 million, and then 100,000 on each particular YouTube video, and you've got 100 million YouTube followers. Make it make sense. It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. So if they standing by their word and they mean what they say, we just saw a live crowd react to Karrion Kross twice. We saw them react to him prior as well. We're going to find out if they just have a problem with Karrion or they stick by their word and they push him to the moon, because, as I said to you, his contract got leaked a while back. He wasn't happy about it. He spoke about it. From what I hear, the contract was ending in August, I think. We are in July. August is next month. I'm very confused, and I'm very like, are they purposely subduing what's going on and suppressing what's going on, so when his contract finishes, he can just move on? There's no bargaining power because you're just Karrion from catering. Or do they acknowledge that this is Killer Kross, this is Karrion Kross, they love him, they love Scarlett, and his new contract's coming up, and you bump him up in that contract and push him to the moon? Do they trust him as a character? I'm very confused, because Triple H is the person who brought him into NXT. That's the person who recruited him. That's the person who was placeholdering over him until Triple H obviously had his illness, but that was later on. This guy's had epic matches on NXT, and I know Karrion Kross himself said that he doesn't want to be remembered as just the guy from NXT, the old Kross, and I hear it. I'm just here to compliment the old Kross, not saying that I need you to go back to that. I don't think we can. I think the time has passed, but I remember, man, great stuff. I can take you through. I wrote some of them down here to take you through some great matches. We had 2021 Santos Escobar versus Karrion Kross. Great match. Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross. Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross again. That was the Prince Finn. You get me? Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano, Karrion Kross, Kyle O'Reilly versus and Pete Dunne. 5-man. Johnny Gargano, Karrion Kross. And then he got to the main roster and Royal Rumble and Battle Royals and such. He had a great title run down there. A great entrance down there. The promos were good. The mystery between him and Scarlett with the TikTok was great. His new characters suffered on the main roster. Let's not talk about what happened when Vince brought him in, because he got released from the company after that. Then he got brought back. This is why I struggle with why they're treating him like this, because Triple H brought him back, just like he brought back Aleister Black and he brought back Rusev. So if you like these guys and you're bringing them back, what are you bringing them back for? Are you bringing them back so they don't go to the other company? Are you trying to hoard wrestlers again? Because as for Aleister Black and Rusev, up until now, they've done fuck all. They've done nothing. Same, they back in the position they were when they left the card, but maybe worse, because Rusev was Rusev Day, and Aleister Black was sitting in a dark room trying to pick a fight, but at least it was something. His character now, he's had the Final Testament. I don't think he was good at all. I don't know if I blame him for it, because while he was in Final Testament, had no problems with his character. Felt like a big group that wasn't utilized properly, because there was too many parts of the group that wasn't really speaking. They AOP, they never cut promos. They just wrestled. That's why they were great on NXT. I feel like if you used AOP like APA, had a bit of character to them, used them as a protection service that Karrion hired, They might still be here now. Paul Ellering is an elderly gentleman now, legendary Legion of Doom manager. But we have to be honest. Paul Ellering didn't speak. He wore sunglasses and a leather jacket, and he just seemed to get in the way when Scarlett was at ringside. So then you had Scarlett and Carrion. Nothing too great. I think they had that good match at WrestleMania? Tables match, I think it was, at WrestleMania 40, I think, against Lashley and all them. I think that was good. I enjoyed it. Maybe it was a tables match, but somebody went for a table in that. So it's not been plain sailing. Since that moment, they've really not used him properly. And I'm going to take you through the matches that he's had at the time. They're going to obviously leave the live shows out, so bear with me so I don't include them, just to show you where and how they've taken it. So let's go to... Where is it? Okay, yeah, here we go. So 7th of April 2024 was WrestleMania 40 Night 1. He was in a 6-man tag team match. There's a street fight. So Bubba Ray was the special guest referee. And that was a Philadelphia street fight. It was the Pride, which was a terrible name considering. But Dawkins, Lashley, and Montez Ford against Final Testament, which was Carrion, Akam, and Razor. Karrion Kross lost. They lost that match. No, wait. Did they lose that match? Yeah, they did. They lost. They lost the match. And then we went on to, was it Saturday night main event house show? So let's leave the house shows out. We had Karrion Kross against Kofi Kingston on Raw. That was his next match. That's the June 2024, which is about 11 months ago now. He defeats Kofi Kingston, and then he has a match after that, and Xavier defeats Karrion. Now, if you remember at the time, the storyline was, it was the whole Big E and New Day stuff, and he was trying to, you know what I mean? He was trying to get Kofi and Xavier to beef between each other. He was doing the Puppet Master thing, if you guys remember that. That story wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. So as you see, 50-50 booking, he beat Kofi, but then lost to Xavier the week after. After that, the Final Testament defeat Alpha Academy the following week on Raw. And then Karrion Kross defeats Xavier Wood on Raw again. Pablo, relax. Pablo, go. Then there's a match between Odyssey Jones and the New Day take on the Final Testament. New Day win. WWE Intercontinental Title Tournament. Jey Uso defeats Karrion Kross and Kofi. WWE main event. Karrion Kross defeats Tozawa. Raw. Final Testament with The Miz against the Wyatt Six. They defeat them. That was the one when they blew the chalk in his face and all that stuff. And then after that, we didn't see the Wyatt Six after that. So you guys remember that. We move on from there. We have Karrion Kross on main event again. Again, singles. Takes on Tozawa and he wins. Fights AJ Styles the week after. He loses. Then he does the Andre the Giant Memorial. He doesn't win that. He loses. Dragon Lee defeats Karrion Kross on main event. The week after, Karrion Kross defeats Tyler Bate. The week after, Karrion Kross defeats Tozawa again. Then he defeats Cruz del Toro on main event. Then he loses to Sami Zayn. That was in Saudi Arabia. That's it. That's all the singles matches. There's nothing else. So you see, like, the gap between what I just said on main event. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches in a row on main event in 2025. And 3 of them were against Tozawa. 3 of them were against Tozawa. As I told you guys when we got to Saudi Arabia, that it was his first match since 2022, a singles match at a pay-per-view. This is a man who's been treated like shit. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And it's almost like they're spiting themselves. We've had a similar thing with LA Knight as well. And all these guys are the same age. They're all around the same age. Cody, Roman, Jimmy and Jay, Karrion, 39 to 40 years. Like, everyone's 40 years old now. I'm not saying wrestling's for the young, but I'm saying what happens in your wrestling, you start to get to the age of 40 and we're not in the 80s and the 90s anymore, is they start thinking about, let me protect my face, let me protect my brain from CTE, let's think of what to move on to next. So they haven't got a lot of time left of these people. If you don't start creating stars now, you're going to be left behind. Are we expecting Karrion Kross to be in WWE at 50? Probably not. Probably not. It's 10 years away. And the way wrestlers are going now, they're finding other means. Twitch, YouTube, start being vloggers, they start doing podcasts, OnlyFans, they start doing other stuff. We Want Kross movement is a legit movement. I don't think everyone in the movement feels the same way. I feel like a lot of people, when Karrion Kross, if he does get the push he deserves, they might just want to do what they always do. Oh yeah, we only wanted Kross because we wanted to make him, but now we've made him, we want to tear him down again, and then it goes back to the well where it's repetitive and there's nothing else to do. We have that all the time. The fans like building people up. That's why they started to boo Cody a little bit, because in their head, this power socialism, they think they've made these characters. They think they made Cody because he came from AEW, and his last time on AEW he's getting booed. So he comes to WWE, not a star, by the way. He's a good, but he's not a star. The last Cody we saw before that was Stardust. So they feel like they made him. And then you have the Cody Crybabies and the Cody movement and We Want Cody. And then you got what you wanted. You got what you asked for. And you had a year of a drought of terrible, boring, stinky matches, bro, for that title. And then it was like, nah. Next time Cody cuts a promo, we want Roman. You were the same people that were moaning about Roman not being here. WWE, if they're smart, if the creative team is smart, they go and they see what's going on and they go, listen, this shit writes itself. Let's not go against it. Let's not fight the grain. Even if they're going to be fickle fans, let them. Let's make some money while we're here. Let's push the geezer to the moon. Use all these different things you can think of now what they can do with Karrion. Am I asking you for you to let Karrion retire John Cena? No. No, I'm not. I don't think he needs to do that. I don't think it makes any sense. They're both heels. But Karrion, when the next babyface wins their title, Karrion could take that baby. You know what I mean? He could have a feud with them. He could take Gunther's title. Not off Gunther, but he can use that title. Or, here's a crazy thing. Maybe Karrion doesn't need to be the top of the card. I said this to you guys before. It doesn't always have to be that the person that everyone wants pushing, the person that others should give him a chance, should be the world heavyweight champion or the world undisputed champion. Maybe the Intercontinental title. Because when you look at the roster, you look where Jacob Fatu is. He's in the United States role at the moment, which is technically the Intercontinental title role as well now, anyway, in modern wrestling. I think Karrion fits in there perfect. I think Karrion does fit in with Aleister Black, Rusev, Sheamus, R-Truth, The Miz. I think he does fit in with that mid-card spot, not in a disrespectful way, but let's do baby steps. Let's forget everything you've done before, WWE, with tearing him down and not using him. And from this moment on, let him get into that title spot. I mean, who's got the title at the moment? Intercontinental title. Dominic, innit? I love Dom, man, but does Dom need the title? Should he have a poor reign? No. But what if Karrion infiltrates the Judgment Day? What if Karrion gets into the ear of Liv Morgan? What if Scarlett gets into the ear of Liv Morgan? Starts to cause a divide in the ranks. Dominic loses his mind. Fuck this. Who's been saying stuff to you? Find out it's Karrion. I want to take Karrion out. I want to show Karrion that he can't mess with the Judgment Day. And then eventually you build up to a pay-per-view. Dominic Mysterio versus Karrion Kross. Karrion chokes the shit out of him. Chokes him. Even if you want to throw a distraction in there from Roxanne Perez, Liv Morgan. You build another story off with the Judgment Day, and you have Karrion with the Intercontinental title, and then you beef up the roster. Then you get big matches because he's going to cut great promos. Told you guys before, it seemed like the problem that creative have is anyone who's good at creative themselves, they don't want to give them the license to do anything. Karrion Kross, Aleister Black, Rusev, Bray Wyatt when he was here. Anyone who can do creative stuff themselves, like, nah, we want to do it. And this isn't just from me. You hear it from the wrestlers' mouth themselves. Yeah, they're all a bit on eggshells in a different way with Triple H. With eggshells with Vince McMahon is because they were a bit frightened. With Triple H, they're not frightened, but I feel like they've said so much nice things, they've praised him so much, they don't want to go against the grain. But I just see it as his business, and it doesn't mean you hate the man if you don't like his creative. It should be a collaboration for creative at this point, unless you're terrible. You should go into that because you shouldn't be terrible. They've got a whole school, they've got a PC where you learn to cut promos and all this stuff. But if you're really struggling, all right, you slap a manager with them, you let the creative do their job, you sit down with the creative, they go through whatever you're going to go through for the next 3 months. For the next 3 months leading up to the Survivor Series, this is what we're going to do. How do you feel about it? I don't really like that. I don't really want to be in a love angle. Well, we want to put you in a love angle, but we can change this for you. Okay, fair enough. And what's going on here? We need you backstage to do this. This geezer. Yeah, can we change that a little bit? Okay, we'll change it, but can we do collaboration? And that's how you get the best of them. Because at the moment, no one's got character. But what I will say is if you follow Karrion Kross on the internet, on social media, on Instagram, on X, you'll find out very quickly how creative he is because he's recording stuff without the videos of the WWE, without the production team behind him, and they're top tier stuff. They're top tier stuff. I've seen him do it. I've seen Montez do it. I've seen loads of people put money in to their own characters. It doesn't translate on TV. If I'm WWE, I'm looking at what Karrion does online. I'm saying, listen, am I about to do something here? We give you a little extra in your pay packet, but let us license your video from Instagram. Since you're under the name Karrion Kross, let us license it so we can use it on the show. And I don't get why when we start episodes of Raw and stuff, if a WWE superstar's posted something over the weekend which alludes to their character, why can't Michael Cole explain that? Why can't he say, or Corey Graves, good night. It's Monday Night Raw. Welcome to Pittsburgh. We've had a lot of talk over the weekend. There's been a lot of talk going. This has gone viral and that. Apparently, Karrion Kross had a message for blah 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 on his Instagram and that. And we've got that message right now. You bring up on the Titantron. Now the fans in the stadium know what's going on, so it's not all weird. And then you move on with it, and you proceed with the story. They gotta be cognizant of what's going on with Karrion Kross because, as I said, this push looks like. Yeah, it's going to happen. But also a contract is up in August, and I can very much see them being like, we're not renewing your contract. Or, which would be old school way of wrestling to do it, the old school way of thinking, what if we put the contract into the storyline? Yeah? What if that is what they do? Smart. Have a conversation between Nick Aldis and it would have been Adam Pearce, Karrion Kross in the in Adam's office. Have it where Karrion's talking about, Adam, my contract's coming up in the next month and stuff, so I want to talk about renewing it. And he says, well, you can renew it, but we're looking to lower your wage because you're not really bringing much to the roster. You're not having much matches. And then Karrion be like, listen, you're the one who's supposed to be making my matches. I've been around. And then you have a little bit of heat between the boss and Karrion, the employee. And then you go, okay, well, if you're not going to give me the matches I need to progress and have a bargaining tool for a new contract, well, then I'm going to take out your whole roster. And then you just let Karrion walk around with a baseball bat or that metal pole, and you take everyone out. You've took out Sami now. Next person you need to take out someone who's, who don't get used that often anyway. Take out Tozawa, because why not? Take out Otis, because why not? Scarlett, take out Ivy Nile. To the point where it's like, okay, you've made your point now. You're going to get arrested. Then you arrest him, get the mugshot done. Then you got a t-shirt. You got a new t-shirt deal with Scarlett and Karrion on the mugshot. Beautiful. Everyone will buy it. Then you have the H&M hooded figure come out with a metal pole on one of the shows. Ski mask. Take out somebody else. Everyone's blaming Karrion. Karrion posts on social media. Couldn't have been me. You suspended me. I got arrested. I'm in Vegas in the sunshine. Then you find out it was a pre-recorded video and Karrion's been spotted around the arena. Then all of a sudden, everyone on the roster has to be on their P's and Q's because they're worried about when we're about to have our PLEs, will Karrion come in and ruin it? You got John Cena already worrying about Ron Killings getting him. Now someone else is worried about Karrion, and then all of a sudden, Cody's about to win his title back from John Cena. Karrion Kross takes out Cody. John Cena wins. Sorry, Cody. Ruined. SummerSlam ruined. Then you get Cody versus Karrion. Now he's at the top of the card. Now the fans are split. We want Cody or we want Karrion. One's babyface, one's heel, but we like the cool heel. Then you start seeing Cody using cheating tactics to try and win because he can't get over the line. Eventually, Karrion chokes him out. The fans go crazy. Killer Kross. Killer Kross. And then you get the reveal that, yes, I was attacking people before, but the man in the ski mask was me. And you show the video footage of him taking out everybody leading up to that match. Make sure that Cody match versus Karrion, though, is for a title shot. Now everyone's like, I got my title shot. You can't take it off me. It's in the contract. I got a new contract. I got a title shot. And I'm at the top of the card. And nobody can do anything about it. And then you have John Cena and whatever and do whatever you need to do. Steph can cash in and do what he needs to do. But leading into the new year of 2026, Karrion should be standing tall, whether it's with the title or he's about to fight for the title at Royal Rumble. And then he gets his WrestleMania moment. And I've just booked Karrion's whole next 8 months for you. It's not hard to do, bro. It's really not hard to do. It's a bit of thought. We've been on stream for 38 minutes. That took me 8 minutes to talk about. Now, I'm not perfect, but what you do is you get bullet points, you put all the stuff in, you fill in the blanks, because in between those, you have 4 Raws and 4 SmackDowns constantly. You have a couple of other pay-per-views. And maybe that's what you do, man. I don't see a problem with it. I think it could be intriguing, but we'll see. We'll see if WWE go with the We Want Kross movement. We've seen it before. We're only 4 weeks removed from Ron Killings coming back, and already no one's talking about him. So, I do wonder. If it's fickle fans again. Big up to Morris. So I hope the mole who watches the streams listening to this right now. Big up, bro. I just seen. Did you see the message? I just saw it now. So big up for that, for spreading the name and that, man. I do follow that girl already. Actually, just for the. I followed her. I think I've been following her since it started. She done the thingy in it. I remember the Edge. She done the Edge entrance on the drums. So yeah, man, she's cool. If it's the same one, it is. She's the one who's she's friends with Mariah May. Because I think I saw her. I think that's where I first saw Mariah May, actually, on a video with her. On like Royal Rumble or something like that. So if it is her, then big her up still. And yeah, man, I'm always down for collabs and that, but right now there's not much point because okay, it's the same one. The only reason why there's not much point now is because the product's shit. So what am I talking about? And I need to get a feel of what the person's like. I follow her on YouTube, but I don't watch it. It's like sometimes I just follow people because I'm like they deserve the follow or whatever, but I don't watch them because I don't want to end up subconsciously taking ideas off them. But at the moment, WWE's so bad that there's nothing to collaborate on. And also, I need to figure out the person's character. Because if there's one, because like there's loads of people who mess with me about collabs and that, and I'm like, yeah, but if you're a WWE like diehard where everything's perfect, the collab's not gonna work because you're gonna hate me because I'm just gonna tell you the truth. But she's good. She's a good person. She's from England, I think. So hey, man, it's always yeah, I mean, but yeah, man, big up for that. But yeah, man, that was it. That's all I've got to say on Karrion. There's not much more to talk about because you can go around in circles. In fact, what I can do is I can quickly go to because the stuff that I want to talk about with the women, but I want to kind of leave that for one stream on it. But let me check any wrestling sites before we move on. But that video, what was planned for today with the Women's Evolution, that will be tomorrow. I think it's still up on the channel. It's up on for like 11, I think. All in Texas. We've got thingy Okada versus Kenny Omega. That should be a good match. Tony Khan clarified that Mercedes Moné does not have any creative control in AEW. Khan calls out the rumors surrounding the topic of the untrue and ridiculous idea that she has creative. Tony Khan says that the only person with creative control over the show is me. I have the final say since day one. I don't know if he's doing that to take the brunt of everyone complaining, but she has all of the belts apart from one. That's not the best way to run your show when you've got so many great women on that roster and you've got one woman with all the belts. I mean, people moaning about Roman, and Roman had 2 belts. Mercedes Moné has 6 belts, bro. She has 6 belts, and she's going to fight in All In for another one. Oh yeah, there was Charlotte on the podcast I watched, but she was speaking about addressing people's views on women's ages versus the men's ages, which is true. They do get a lot more flack for the age of them, but you get me. It's kind of crazy. I think she said I got a well, yeah. I'll speak about this with the women's stuff because it is women's based on it. So, because I watched that podcast, she also covered the stuff between her and Tiffany. That the the infamous promo, the wedding line and the Kaiser line. Well, Charlotte's cleared it up now. They've moved on from it, but she said that it was 100% a shoot. It was 100% a real reaction, because she didn't know it was coming, and it felt like a low blow. And she also, we'll get into it properly tomorrow, but she also said it's. She said when it seems like I'm rattled in the ring, it's usually when I feel like the fans are attacking Ashley Flair instead of Charlotte. I can definitely empathize with what she's saying. There is 2 points to that though. You're never gonna know the truth of what the fans are. Are they booing Charlotte or are they booing Ashley? I think they're probably booing the direction of Charlotte more than the actual human, because when she comes back, there's always a big pop, there's always a big fanfare around her. But I understand everyone has different emotions and stuff like that. And she did only just reveal that she had divorced from Andrade, so it was only like 2 weeks after. So she was crying on the program in the middle of the daytime on the TV talk show, crying about it. So for your colleague to bring it up in the ring before, remember she said it before the Kaiser thing, so there's not a reason to say that. I get it. I get why it bothered her so much. She's got to be thicker skinned, but at the end of the day, you can't tell people how to think. I guess that's what it is with her. So she did speak about that. And I think she said something like, the reason why is because Charlotte Flair hasn't been married 3 times. Ashley Flair, and that makes sense. But then that's why I keep suggesting for these wrestlers to have 2 separate Instagrams, 2 separate Twitters. If you're gonna have your name, which I follow her, but I think it's still in Charlotte. If you're gonna use your wrestling name, even though the wrestling fans are not stupid, they don't really use kayfabe anymore. You're giving them an excuse to say what they want, and that goes for all of the wrestlers. You know what I mean? Like, if The Rock's Instagram says The Rock, then and you're affected by them dissing Dwayne Johnson, should have 2 separate. I'm not saying that it's your fault, but you should have 2 separate ones, especially when you're a character. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes with movies and stuff like that, they'll bring out an Instagram for a character just for the movie, then they'll get rid of it. My son just did a play at a theater, and they had a separate Hamlet Instagram just for that whole show where it had all the stuff on it. But like, my son isn't Hamlet, is he? And he's not the villain in real life. So if somebody went to my son's actual page and messaged him about that, he has every right to be like, who the fuck are you talking to? Because there's no crossover with the characters. WWE is weird because they blur the lines and then they don't blur the lines. So we're either going to have to go kayfabe or no kayfabe at all. And that's the problem. Same with Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley's going to be complaining about the fans the whole time. And I do understand what she's saying. They are pervs. They are disgusting. They are weird. But when people act like the stuff they put out there are not for the gaze of the females and the males to look at them, that's a lie. Because you wouldn't put it on Instagram otherwise. There's no, if I put a picture out with my top off, who am I putting the picture out for myself? I'm obviously not. Who am I putting it out for? People who know me. I could put it on private. So I'm never going to be a fan of that woke shit, but I do agree. In other news, MJF, I watched this yesterday. This is pretty good. There's a video to watch it on that was on an SM Fisherman show on TV Insider. MJF says WWE counter programming AEW is smart business and smart business practice. This is in account to, which we'll get to tomorrow at Women's Evolution and Saturday Night Main Event. MJF said, "You mean that shows are running at the exact same time as us, even though they claim we are not competition? How do you feel about it? I think it's smart business. I give Jolly good old Saint Nick and Trips a whole lot of credit. At the end of the day, if you can stomp out your competition, you're doing what is necessary. Lord knows I would. Everyone is judging them for it. I think it's a bit silly. Don't judge them for it, but also don't be stupid and naive. They are not doing this by happenstance. This is circumstantial. None of it is. This isn't circumstantial. None of it is. Basically, what it's alluding to put on Saturday Night Main Event and Women's Evolution on the same weekend as AEW All in Tech, which is in Texas, is kind of crazy. I agree with MJF. It's smart business practice, but I do agree with MJF also. Let's not pretend that WWE don't know what AEW is doing, because as somebody who was at AEW All In, the previous one, they told us AEW All In was going to be in Texas at the end of the last AEW. So they've had a whole WWE would have known a whole year in advance AEW is going to be on this date, 100%. There's no getting away from it. And they knew that Women's Evolution, which I have to get to tomorrow, they knew that Women's Evolution was in advance for a while because we did shows on it. This is why the video for today, which is going to be tomorrow, is the fact that you're setting the women up for failure because you're putting them on the same weekend as All In and Main Event with no stories and poor matches. Yeah, bonkers. So far, that's it for Saturday Night Main Event. I'm guessing that on SmackDown, they'll probably make another match before matches or something like that. But yeah. Is anything else I wanted to cover? Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch's house in Southern California was burgled 3 a.m. the previous day. The law enforcement suggests that somebody busted through the home rear slider and took cash from the residents. No one was inside the home at the time of the break-in. That was reported by TMZ. So, yeah, scumbags. I'm glad nobody's in the house. They have a little daughter, and Seth and Becky. I don't care about the wrestlers, the characters, but themselves as people, I like them. So, yeah, kind of crazy that somebody was going through that. It's kind of disgusting if I'm honest. But yeah, thieves will be thieves, and that's their job too. So I guess that's how it rolls, man. And I think that's it. I want to talk about. There was something on like Alexa, but again, we're going to cover the women's stuff tomorrow. So, but I think it was on I've been watching the Bella's podcast. First of all, shout out to Alexa, man. She always shout out to all the women on the podcast. They always look top notch, but Alexa looked good, man. She had no makeup on, and I'm like, bro, she looks proper way. But she did allude to, which is back to the creative, and we'll talk about it more tomorrow. So remind me if I don't remember. She said that she found out about the Royal Rumble that she returned in this year. She said she found out about it at 4 a.m. in the morning. Let that sink in. She found out at 4 a.m. The show started at 8 p.m. Now people are going to be like, yeah, well, surprise entrances and all that. We'll talk about it tomorrow, but let me just tell you, taking somebody who's been off, had a baby, been well rested, got on with life, no callus built up, recovered and healed from all the pain, back pain, arm pain, and that would have been in hitting the canvas. Getting them up at 4 a.m. in the morning, telling them, we need you at the Royal Rumble, with no training, no going back into the ring, is crazy. That's how people get injured. You wouldn't do that in any other sport, trust me. People don't come back. When the doctor says you're all clear in sports from an injury, your manager don't throw you straight back in on the same day. They let you rest. They slowly bring you back into first team training. Then they put you in if needed be. Kind of crazy, but hey, I don't know about that. But big up to everyone in the chat anyway. I'm about to leave. I'm about to head over to Endsman TV for a Liverpool stream. And then following Endsman TV's Liverpool stream, I'll be going live again, which will be about 1:15 maybe. And we're going to do another Q&A like we did yesterday. It was fun. Everyone got to ask questions. I can engage with you a little bit more. So jump over, come and have a conversation with me, chop it with me and Ends for a bit. Probably do an hour. There was a lot of questions yesterday, so I might have to leave some today. But yeah. So it'd be fun, man. Don't be shy, man. Come over, innit? Like that.